expendables. Got it for £1 at the air show.
I like it.
Good, isn't it? Okay, welcome back everybody. Cruising again for a third day in a row. Not 30 miles today though. Yeah. Only, I don't know,
3 or 4 miles, 5 miles at the most.
Don't really know.
Just to get somewhere quiet for the cats.
There's a nice spot I know of that you can, it's like a wild mooring, no hedgerow, with cows in a field, and cycle path goes downhill because cycle paths are really good here, which means people go extremely fast and it's dangerous for the cats.
And there's electric bikes and scooters but I'll tell you what, once it got to a certain time last night it went really quiet here. It was lovely.
I think people use it to and fro work.
Yeah.
Because we're surrounded by the suburbs at the moment. So we're going to get out of the suburbs of... Keep thinking someone's opening the lock because the current, but the current's just so strong here. Got a couple of locks to go through today, and also a couple of swing bridges. I think one of the swing bridges actually broke the other day because someone crashed into it, but it's been repaired yesterday, so that's good. And there is a down tree as well. I don't know if that's today. I think that might be further on, but they are attending that today as well. There's also a facilities point, so we're going to get some water as well, because somehow we went 30 odd miles yesterday, but we didn't get any water. Don't ask me how. Because we only passed 2 bloody water points that had, which were tap ones.
What's that moving around in there, Josh?
Rustling in the bush. Yeah, so we're going to go somewhere a lot nicer today, and so it will be better for the cats, because we want to let the cats out. I don't really have anything else to say.
No. It was moving fast. It could have been like a weasel or something. Mum's coming back tomorrow, so we need somewhere for her to park, and there is somewhere for her to park up there as well. But I think we should just get going, shall we? Yeah. Okay then. See what the canal brings.
If you're wondering, this looks a bit like a river and not a canal. Well, that's because it is. This is the River Kennet Navigation, which was actually made between 1718 and 1723. It went from Highbridge in Reading to Newbury, and it was known as the Kennet Navigation. And it wasn't until 1810 that it was extended from Newbury all the way to Bristol, and that is the Kennet Avon Canal. So the River Kennet Navigation is very old, and it's actually 100 years older than the Kennet Avon Canal. And in the winter this stretch very easily goes on flood, which makes it near impossible to get off. So you kind of have to get off the Kennet Avon before like October really, otherwise you'll be stuck on for the winter. Because even now in drought it's still got a pretty fast current. This is Southcote Mill here, and it was originally Southcote Waterworks, and it was built in the early 1850s to pump water into Reading for the first time. It also includes a former watermill which was used to draw wire and grind flour. They're actually thinking about turning this into a cafe at some point, which would be really nice. As you can see, this marina takes advantage of the natural course of the river and it actually goes up and around the corner there, making the land in the middle a bit of an island. bunch of CRT volunteers here, which I believe they're going to pick some rubbish and do some other bits and bobs. We're entering Burrowford now, which is a lovely little village with a population of about 5,900, and there's also a lovely pub here called the Rising Sun, but there's moorings outside and it's great food, I've heard.
It's all outside, but it's so leaky, I had to drop a paddle. One adventure so far, guys. We are through Self-Cot Lock and Burger King Lock. Burgerfield Lock. Or Burrowfield Lock. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, we're through both of them. Got to the first lock and a boat came at the top, and it's a very unique situation where the lock isn't in their favour and it isn't in our favour. It's about halfway, so at that point it goes to whoever gets there first, I think. So I got there first, so you know. But they were really, really nice guys.
Oh, he's a lovely chap,
Yeah.
wasn't he? Oh, I wish I could meet more people like that.
I swear I met him
world.
before as well.
Yeah. Huh?
I swear I met him before. Because you get some people, if we did that, they would throw a paddy. Quite
That was on my
simply.
side.
Yeah.
They'd get the rulers out and measuring sticks. But anyway, he was a lovely guy.
Yeah, it's great.
But this canal is just, at the moment, it's been a bit of a nightmare. I had to bloody come out of a lock, but the lock's positioned so that I end up in the hedges at the front. And then I had to turn the boat and go forward about 200 yards, only then to reverse 200 or 300 yards to try and pick Josh up.
And went through the two shortest locks.
Oh yeah, it was a bit tight getting in there, we had to go in at an angle.
Fobney Lock's about 90 foot long, and these two locks are about 70 foot. We only just squeeze in. I don't even know if we could get through with two boats.
No, I don't think we'd be able to get, unless it was a shorter narrowboat and it come on the inside of us, but we were like that.
Yeah. But GoPro, why aren't you recording? Yeah, what was I saying?
Oh, shake, rattle and roll. You like that, don't you? The reeds when they shake when you go past.
Yeah, this is getting quite nice now actually. And
We're making wash because we're not going that fast, but because we're going against the current.
yeah.
So I've got to find a level where I can go along without making wash.
That's
it.
What am I saying? Oh, train.
Train!
Yeah, those locks are a nightmare. They really are. That one, it was empty, but because it was so leaky, I couldn't open the gate. So I had to open a paddle even though it was empty, and you could see through the gate. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're really short, and got to do it slowly, otherwise you'll be rock loads of place. We got slammed against the wall.
They're wobbly, like, you know, as well. A bit like, I'll tell you what it's a bit like. Sean's dance the other day on Instagram.
Oh, God.
That wobbly. If you're watching Sean, that was a great dance.
That was Colin, right?
No, it was Sean.
Oh, no,
Definitely
I didn't
Sean,
even see
yeah.
close up.
Colin was the filmer.
Yeah.
It's stuck in my head now, that dance.
You keep getting me off track.
Sorry, carry on.
I think, yeah, these locks are in really bad condition. They are, The ones on the Stroud navigation, which is an isolated canal, you can't go on at the moment, are miles times better than that. And this is a canal that people, hundreds of people navigate, and the locks are in awful condition, really are. But as long as you can get through, it's fine. But besides that, nice for it to be open, isn't it? Yeah. Lovely section we're going through now. Yeah. We'll see you soon.
I'll tell you what, if I didn't have that dinghy, I would get that kayak now. This is one of 2 turf-sided locks that remain out of the original 20 along this stretch. And they were built between 1718 and 1723, and they're an early form of the pound lock. The lower chamber had vertical timber sides, and above the water were sloping turf banks, with a pair of gates each side. Boats were kept in the centre of the lock and away from the sides, while it filled with water by a framework of timber posts and horizontal bracings. Although they were cheap to make, turf-sided locks fell out of favour. Their width meant they required a lot of water to fill and made it difficult to climb aboard boats. Most were converted to standard lock designs. That's this way, Crash. Really long, straight road there. Came around this corner too fast and hit these railings, which has now been replaced with weird ones. What an idiot. Bloody hell, I'm quite nervous at the moment, guys. I'm shaking a bit because I had to see the swing bridge. I've heard some horror stories about it. But we did it. Did it in the end.
Just had to press a button really, 2 buttons. And someone did come through when I started it and it was beeping, but it wasn't coming down luckily on him. Yeah, a bit nervous really doing that because of the horror stories. But I can see the railing's been replaced and it is a very straight road there, and then you get a bend and he was going so fast probably that he couldn't take the turning time. Absolute you know. But yeah, no 2 locks are built the same on this canal, because that one, the last one I went through, was only 2 foot, but it was really like curvy. It had like weird arches through it. Really strange. But we got through that one. And that's that swing bridge out of the way. That's the worst one. But I just do not know how a lone cruiser could do that. Because you have to moor up, then you have to go do the swing bridge, then you have to go back to your boat, take it through, then you have to moor up, then you have to go do the swing bridge again. People have been waiting half an hour probably. It'd be so mad. And then a lot of people think, next one then. Not a lot of people think, oh, they're cruising alone, so maybe they're thinking, oh, they're just going to leave the bridge open when they walk away. But yeah, I don't know how you did it, Will. Really don't.
Funny enough, this lock gate here on the left actually has a wasp's nest in it. This happens quite a lot when people sit down on working locks and swing bridges to have their lunch, and they find it quite surprising when someone actually wants to use the swing bridge. Wow, this is the first time I've seen one of these, a hydrogen-powered boat. I'm afraid the people at the crossing are going to have to wait a very long time because there's 2 boats in the lock waiting to come out. They've got to come out first and clear the swing bridge, and then the people going up the locks will have to come in, and then Dad has to push the boat out and come in as well, and then I've got to close the swing bridge, and in total this took about 8 minutes.
The meadows.
Like the last mooring on these meadows.
Yeah, the last one. There was one more back there, but we thought we'll go a little bit further, see if we can get a close one. But when you do that, you're risking it, aren't you? Risking it because there might not be any mooring further up. But luckily there were.
It's not the greatest winding hole here because it's got heavily weeded.
Yeah, we were gonna. There's a winding hole just down there and a winding hole just here, which was really convenient. So we were gonna turn around and go back to the other one, the other mooring that was free. But then I thought, hang on, we can probably get in there, and we can only just get in. Back and front, we're hitting bushes.
Yeah.
It's like literally a 70-foot slot.
So we're not anywhere near the winding hole because that goes off in that direction up there.
And
so
no one's going to hit this bush in front of us. So
no,
it's sort of like the barrier for the winding hole.
Exactly, some gardening we had to do, get the lobbers out that Roger gave us, and sawing and lobbering just so we could squeeze her in.
Yeah, but we did it.
Wild mooring, this is what they go on about with this canal.
Yeah. So, and it's lovely.
Yeah, it's a nice
Much
spot.
better for the cats. Cycle path, there isn't one, it's just a little dirt path, but there is cyclists still. But there's
Not
so
like
much more space now.
Not like back there, it was heavily traffic.
All you had back there was just like 4 foot of path for cyclists passing each other.
Clay and chipping that they bed down, and it's like it's basically like tarmac.
About half a foot of green grass where you can step off your boat. And that's not very safe for the cats. But this, they got
all sorts.
Acres to run around in. There's a car park just up there. Well, it's not a car park, but a pull-in. Just on this road here, so it's brilliant for Mum. And we're as close as we can get to the car park.
Is that a busy road or light road?
It seems like a little country lane to me. Another swing bridge. Yeah, Mum's coming back tomorrow. She's staying until Monday, and then she's going again, and then she's staying at Nan and Grandad's for a week. Even though she was supposed to stay at Nan and Grandad's while we came down here, or to the River Way. But things got messed up. We were supposed to leave on the 25th from Kelmscott, but because Dad finished work early, we could go on the 19th, and that sort of messed things up a bit because Herbie and Ash have an appointment on the 25th all the way back at Lechlade to get their second dose of their jabs. So Mum's going to come back, pick them up, take them there on Monday, and then she's going to go back to Nan and Grandad's where she's going to stay for a week. Because we're quite close to them now, about 45 minutes away. And then Mum's going to come back here the following Monday, so we are going to be here for a very long time, I think. Unless me and Dad cruise again, but I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with it because there's so many swing bridges further along. and it gets very swing bridgey. But yeah, we came through.
Funny old canal, because we've been on canals where you don't even see a swing bridge for miles, do you?
This one's just full of them. There's more swing bridges than there are bridges. But yeah, it was a very weird and stressful cruise today. It wasn't really stressful, but it was weird, you know. All the locks were different.
Places, because the locks are all different. They're very, very ferocious. You can't let the water in too fast. You've got to let it in a little bit of time, otherwise the boat just...
Yeah. And we would have gone 3 times further if we were on the Thames today. So luckily we weren't doing a canal, like 70 miles. That would have taken us ages. But yeah, we are here and we filled up on water.
Yeah, it's a nice spot.
There's a water point, someone was on it, and there's not much space at all for another boat really. And there's only one water point, but he was kind enough. He was an Irish bloke. He was an Irish one. He didn't have an Irish accent like this.
He wanted to stay there for a spot of lunch. He was big enough water point.
A spot of lunch.
He lent, rather than him having to move off and us move back and all this finale, he lent his hose pipe.
Yeah,
so.
this was really kind of him.
And it didn't take long to fill. What was it? 6-7 minutes? Because it was so powerful, the water pressure after the last place.
So yeah, we are full. And the green boat, they filled up their canisters because they're going back to the marina anyway. I can hear someone meowing because they want to come out.
He wants to come out.
Trains here, that's anything. But yeah, we joined those ones, and there's a really awkward situation where you've got a swing bridge just before a lock, which means you have to set the lock first, open the gates, and then open the swing bridge. Can you imagine doing that as a lone cruiser? Will, how'd you do that, man? God.
It must be highly stressful, especially when the cars are... We've heard of cars lately crashing into the barriers just to get over before the boaters open the gates.
Yeah, it took a long time because I was a swinger. I was the swing bridger, and I had to open the swing bridge, and they came out of the lock, who just came down, so we had to wait for them to come through, and then the green boat went in, and then Dad had to struggle getting off, so all total it took about like 15 minutes, so people were waiting there for quite a while and they're getting impatient. But yeah, no one really got nasty, and we got through without any aggro.
Nice bit of the river here, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful.
It's weird because
like
we're on a river again.
Yeah, we're still on a river until we get to Newbury, which I don't know how far that is. But we're here, and it's lovely. I can't believe we actually found a spot. Very lucky. Gonna let the cats out now. Gonna have some lunch.
Have a bit of fresh air.
And we're gonna have a rest for another week or so.
I've got jobs to do on the boat, haven't I?
We'll see. We don't know. Might be even able to swim here, but the current is quite a lot faster than the Thames.
Yeah, at the moment it's a lot faster than the Thames, the current.
There's also cows here, which is a good thing for us. We like that because people have incentive to put their dogs on the lead if they have cows in the field, but the cows aren't here at the moment.
They'll be here later probably. Come and say hello to us.
That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and maybe buy us a coffee, maybe become a patron.
I love coffee.
So just go in the description below and you can find out ways of supporting us, and we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, that bird of prey, can you?
Yeah.
Sounds like a kite.
Alright, we're going to go now because we're hungry and my feet ache.
Thirsty.
Bye.